And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing this rather lovely Monday? I'm assuming Mrs. No, she's not given the reason for why I wasn't immediately on the stream, so we'll leave it at that, shall we?
I did.
You did? I didn't see it. Oh, I guess because live chat doesn't... Anyway, yes, I had to go to the toilet. Leave me alone. How are we doing? What have we been up to? Have we had a good weekend? Or have we had a shit one? Me, I had a very, very okay weekend. It was... it kind of happened. Yo.
Mine was eventful, I guess.
What was eventful about your weekend?
I did things.
You did some things. You didn't go out at all, did you? Or
no,
am I misremembering?
I did a lot of reading.
Oh, of course. That thing that all exciting lives contain much of.
What's wrong with reading?
Nothing's wrong with reading. It's just it's for nerds.
Okay.
But yeah. I have absolutely no idea what the fuck to talk about. Someone's going to go, food! Egypt! I swear I saw a comment earlier that said food, what's the favourite food in Egypt? Which is just, no. We're not talking about Egypt. She can make her own fucking stream for that.
Do you want to talk about Nietzsche then? Because that's what I was reading.
You've been reading Nietzsche?
Yeah.
Oh yes, she's been doing Philosophy Boys, reading a lot of it. And yeah, that's just become, what, a special interest for you?
No, it's always been, it's not a special interest. Philosophy's always been an interest I have. It's just difficult.
Took a couple of days off work to take care of personal business, which means I can have a couple of glasses of whiskey tonight. Cheers to all the terrible people. Personal business. So who are you assassinating? I'm assuming someone who's wronged you or a family member.
Oh my god, I would love an uplink. That would be amazing.
I thought you were going to say, oh my god, I would love an assassination.
Oh yeah, that would work actually.
So you're talking about like an augment, like what do they call it now?
Cyberpunk it. Yeah.
Not cyberpunk it. It's
yeah.
Biohacking. That's what they call it when you actually add computerized stuff to yourself. I don't know if a pacemaker counts as biohacking. I've got to assume it does. I mean, it's a little machine inside your body.
Technically.
But yeah, I would never, ever, ever add anything to my body that could be accessed and changed. Because someone somewhere...
Anything technology could probably be altered if you're the right person.
Then I probably wouldn't fucking have any.
Yeah. You don't want a cyber arm and someone hacks it and you just start like making wanking motions.
I think the most extreme thing I could ever possibly see myself to getting would be like an NFC chip in my finger. That is to say, something that could contain passwords and shit that I could then like swipe on doors and computers to run them. But even that, I'm not entirely certain would be a good idea. Like that, it feels to me like there's some way that can completely fuck you over.
Voltaire. Yeah, Voltaire apparently is funnier than Nietzsche. It's just Nietzsche was like.
I base my philosophy on which philosophers make me laugh. Which, to be fair,
the biggest reason is because I got the book. And I was like, right, I'm going to read this. And then I didn't for like several years.
She got a book, and then she said she got a book.
I will get round to it eventually. And then I didn't. And I went, you know what? I'm finally going to actually put time aside to actually read it.
Speaking of important things, no one is pointing out how I definitely fixed the audio. So you're welcome. I even checked before starting today, like some sort of professional, instead of allowing it to just be all kinds of fucked up.
Devilsumacht.
What was that?
It's what Nietzsche said.
I don't know. Lamate configuration biohack. What is a lamate configuration? And new Portal game. I didn't know it was a thing. Now I have the rest of the day planned after breakfast, of course. That's a mod, though, isn't it? It's not a new Portal game. It's just a good mod. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are some awesome fucking mods out. There's a whole new game that's basically just Skyrim, and you can download it on Steam. Didn't play very far on it. Didn't really get on with it. I can't remember what it's called, but it was impressive nonetheless. Did Valve finally learn to count to 3? No. It was their community that did that. Although they've been kind of hard on community projects recently. Although there's some fair arguments as to why they did that. Like there was a Nintendo 64 product, Portal 1 remake. And arguably, A, it's the same game that they already released, and B, it's the Nintendo thing, because Nintendo are fucking assholes about their IP. It's actually, the old saying is, Sega does what Nintendo don't, and part of that is that Sega is quite open with its IPs. It's like, oh yeah, make some stuff, that's awesome.
My gain is not the problem, it's my voice. I'm a quiet person. So I am really close to the microphone.
It could be
right
a
now.
certain amount of that, because after trying to adjust last week, also you don't tend to put the mic as close to your face as I do.
I am actually really close to it. It's just I'm a quiet person.
All right, well then I'll turn you up, and then I break everything again. That'll be great. Kant is a good read too, but he's a bit of a namesake.
It's one of those that I read a bit when I was in college. It's just, I had so many other subjects that I had to do at the time. It wasn't like something I could actually sit and actually get into properly. It was sort of just like, what could I get to pass exam? And it didn't really work very well.
I don't know. I always found Kant very negative. He's always like, you can't do that.
Oh my god, don't.
Bit.
I'm such a Kant. Yeah.
I found out I have a fear of palindromes. It's called Arachnophobia.
Yeah, I am going to make a list of philosophers that I actually want to read. Like there's Bertrand Russell I've always wanted to read properly.
There's that great one, the Velociraptor. He's always good.
Yeah, the best one.
Mrs. Sick getting turned up, yes, indeed. She's getting them gains.
I thought turned up meant drunk.
Volume better, yes. I have a whole thing. It's almost like I'm a professional or something. VR motion sickness, but extreme.
Oh god, no thanks. I get motion sick on the VR.
She does, although she likes the Beat Sabers. Although it gives you serious fucking vertigo.
Oh yeah, I have a fear of heights.
It's really fun. Any of you have seen it? There's a game called Richie's Plank Experience.
I can't do it.
She's tried to do it once.
No, I've tried to do it multiple times, and I can't do it.
She's tried to do it at least once that I remember. And my memory of it is her on her hands and knees shaking.
Yeah, my knees go up, they start shaking, and I can't do anything about it.
And then I go to the pad at the side, press 666 to spawn all the spiders. Not for her. That would be really cruel. I saw a thing today. Mrs. Sick has a proper phobia of spiders. Like, it's crazy. She will leap distance. It is that bad. Come on. I've not seen it worse in anyone I've ever met before you.
Yeah, but I've seen people with way worse phobias than me.
I'm sure you've looked them up to make yourself feel better.
No,
freak.
like, I can look at pictures of spiders. They don't bother me, the pictures.
Yeah, they do.
No.
If it's an unexpected spider picture.
If it's unexpected, yeah. But if I'm looking up a picture of a spider, that does not bother me. Some people cannot even do that.
You say it doesn't bother you.
And also, jumping spiders are adorable. So...
You say it doesn't bother you. You sit there going, ugh.
It is gross, but it's just...
So just to say it doesn't bother you is just not
Yeah, but
true.
Jumping spiders don't bother me. They're adorable.
Anyway, my entire point was today...
I don't know if I want one on me, though.
Today I saw this thing on Twittex. It was like, a harmless prank. A harmless prank. Isn't it fun to have harmless pranks? There was this little box and you open it and this spider thing with really floppy legs shoots towards where your hand was.
Oh, God,
out of the box. That would kill her. She'd probably
I would yeet the box.
She had a
probably towards any object like your TV. So
she had a spider land on her arm, and she smacked herself so hard she left a big bruise.
Yeah.
Another one, and something was crawling on her at night. I think it was a mosquito, but she exploded it by hitting it so hard, and that we think that
I gave myself a bruise.
We think that it bit her, and then she hit it and pushed the nose bit like right into her, because you started swelling up like crazy.
It's like just an image of a mosquito with a human nose.
Well, what else would you call it? It's the nose bit. I guess it's a mouth more than a nose, but still, everybody knew what I meant. It's not that silly.
It smelled me.
But yeah, every time there's a spider in the house, I just hear, babe, ooh! And then she's in a room and usually up high, like standing on a bit of furniture, pointing somewhere. The worst ones is when she leaves the room and then I don't know where the spider is and it's gone. And so you're like, oh, I don't know, I can't sit in there anymore. The spider will get me. You got to admit.
I can't be in a room if I know there's a spider in there.
I mean, you can.
It's like when I was playing. You went out.
Yeah.
And I was playing D&D.
Oh yes.
And this huge frigging spider came on the wall, and I left the room, and I had to go onto Discord through my phone in the other room saying, yeah, I can't go in there, there's a spider. Yeah. So I'm going to have to do it through my phone instead.
She does D&D through Discord calls. So yeah, she left. I can't remember if you sent me a message asking me to come home, or if you just...
No, because you were out and having fun. I'm not going to tell you to come
on
for
that. Was I out, or was I like doing shopping?
No, you were out.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
So I can't think of the
last
time
ago.
I went out. Some of the wolf spiders here can get as big as my hand and sometimes covered in babies. I had such a different image when you said covered in babies than what you probably meant. You meant tiny spiders. I thought tiny humans.
I still remember the joke Mr. Sick made years back, how he could use Mrs. Sick's fear of spiders for infinite energy, and how fast she jumps within a nanosecond of seeing a spider.
Oh yeah.
I don't really choose to do it. It is like a reaction.
Yeah.
It's a complete and utter just response that my body does.
Imagine if you saw like just like death coming at you, and you knew what it was, and that you had to jump out of the way. It's like that kind of...
The way I always try, it's like, you know, when you fall over, you put out your hands. That's what it is like. It's just a reaction. I don't choose to do it.
Except it's a jump in the opposite direction. Or it's a punch. If it's too close, she punches it.
Yeah, if it's on me, I have to punch it.
It's basically... It's both, like, I'm not someone who... Like, I don't take the piss. I don't bring baby fake spiders.
No, you don't do pranks on me.
Yeah. I think I did it once because I didn't get it, because we like just started going out. She freaked the fuck out and I went, okay, probably not going to do that again. That was a lot less fun than I expected it to be. Although one of the worst ones, there's this thing we bought that's like a humane spider catcher, because as much as she hates spiders...
I can't use that.
As much as she hates spiders, I am lazy. If a spider comes into the house and I have to get rid of it, it's dying. I don't care.
I don't like killing them.
I know you don't like killing them, and I don't care.
I would prefer if they got put outside.
But because I'm so kind, I bought a spider catcher. Doesn't work. But it does come with a tiny little plastic spider, which I'm pretty sure fell to the ground, vanished, and then turned up at one point and scared the shit out of her again.
Probably. The thing is, like, the girls had a card, like, it was like insect knowledge cards that they had, and one of them was a tarantula on it, and they left it on the floor by their bedroom, and I walked past and my brain saw that on the floor and freaked the fuck out. Yeah. And I was like, why? I knew it was a picture. Why did I react that way? It's really annoying.
I've done the same thing myself. I saw it on the window and thought no big deal, then realised it was on the inside. I'm assuming a spider.
Yeah, if I know it's on the outside, it's okay.
Although they can warp through glass.
Oh,
That's a
God.
well-known feat of spiders.
It's
I
just,
mean, how the fuck else do they...
it's
Sometimes...
like I can go to places and look at them when they're in the glass cages. I don't like them particularly, but I don't feel fear by looking at them like that. If I know they're like near me and can have access to my person, I don't like that.
You need a couple of spiders in the house. The fat ones eat insects and the skinny ones eat fat ones. Ecosystem balance.
Yep. But like flies don't bother me, so
Yeah, we don't get a lot of flies either. The only time we have flies is if there's rubbish in the house too long, and it just means, oh, need to take the bins out. That's it. Even during summer, they're actually quite rare. If it means anything, there's a doctor on YouTube, Dr. Mike, we know him, who crashed a nearly brand new car because he panicked from seeing a spider on him while driving. Your mum doesn't like, or didn't like, the bees.
yeah, she didn't like bees and wasps.
And didn't she nearly crash a car due to that?
Yeah, she was on the motorway,
Yeah.
and one got into the car. And at first she didn't realise. She went, "What's that noise? What's that noise?" And she thought it was a car.
Yeah.
And then she realised that it was a wasp, and she had to pull onto the hard shoulder and get out. And she was like freaking out.
That just, can you imagine having like the reaction? I don't think you could drive because of that. I think if a spider got on you in a car, you'd just immediately crash.
Hello, BB. Come on then. I wish you would eat the spiders. Come on.
I'm with you both. I hate spiders, but I also hate killing them, so it's a mental struggle. Plus the knowledge they will typically kill all the other bugs I hate, but still you. Again, like, there's not a huge problem with,
How
at least
often
in
does
this house,
Mrs. Sick
with other...
punch you in the back of the head? Say, no. If it's on me,
Yeah,
it's a reaction to hit it.
Or if she was like really close to like a wall.
I will punch the wall.
Yeah, she's punched a wall
but
before.
if it's on someone else, I'd run away.
That sounds like PTSD. She doesn't know where she gets it from.
I have not. I've always had the fear.
I've had the spider. I remember as a kid waking up and having.
You want to go out? Okay.
Having a spider like running towards my face across the covers. That was fucking terrifying. I wrapped the little sod up in my covers and just beat the shit out of it.
When I was a kid, I had my eyes closed in bed, and my brain said, "Wouldn't it be really freaky if you opened your eyes now and there was a spider that just crawled up your wall?" I went, "Oh, don't do that to me, brain." And I opened my eyes and there was a spider, and I freaked the fuck out.
I can summon spiders. No.
Yeah,
that's the worst superpower.
Usually my sister dealt with all the spiders for me.
Ginger cat. We do have a ginger cat. She's very ginger and an asshole. I kill spiders, but not out of fear. I kill them because I used to wake up with spider bites as a kid, and they were always annoying to have. The worst case of insect bites I've ever had was when I spent some time in Australia with some famalams, and a single mosquito got in my room, and it bit me like fucking crazy. Basically my legs looked like raspberries. It was fucking ridiculous.
In Native American theology, spiders are referred to as grandmother. We don't kill them. I don't like killing them. No. It is literally a reflex that I have.
Yeah, she doesn't mean to kill them. I do, because any other burglar in my house, they're getting hit with a newspaper too. If they can survive it. It's the spiders that you try to hit them with a newspaper, they grab it and then they start whacking you with it. That's when you
I'm very aware there is probably spiders somewhere, but as long as they like keep their distance away from me and
stay hidden.
And they stay hidden, I really don't mind them being in the house. My brain cannot handle the legs. As soon as I see legs moving, that's it. I just like, no.
When I was a kid, there was a rumour that some sort of bubble gum were made out of spiders. For fuck's sake. Kids love to make up the stupidest fucking shit when it comes to some random brand. They'll just tell each other something insane.
Was it when I was a kid? Well, this was when I was in high school, but it was like Red Bull is made from bull sperm or whale sperm or some sort of sperm.
Oh, yeah. Red Bull made out of bull cum, I've heard, yeah. One that I heard that I was just like, why would that even bother you if it was true, was that I think it was fucking Pringles. It was, oh yeah, Pringles are made by just crushing down raw potatoes into the shape. And I'm like, A, that's almost certainly not true because they'd be fucking disgusting to taste. But even if it was, so fucking what? Like, they would still taste the same, and it's still food. Like, it's one thing to say, yeah, like, Red Bull is made out of bull cum.
Yeah, but raw potato is poisonous.
Well, that's part of the reason that it's obviously not fucking true. The only thing I could think is that maybe they're made by, like, they're pre-sliced. This is the only thing I can think that, you know, when sometimes things are kind of close to true. They pre-slice the potato and then they're cooked when they're crushed into their shape. That would make a certain amount of sense. But yeah, it's like, it's not that it matters. They can't sell poison. I mean, they can sell poison, but they don't tend to sell poison for consumption most of the time. Kids are disgusting. Spiders don't bite, they just nibble.
Yum, yum, yum.
Nom, nom, nom.
You tried to do the thing of like me trying to imagine a spider wearing boots.
Yeah.
So that it looks adorable and I get over the fear, but then
you saw a real spider and went, nope.
Yeah, it doesn't work because it's a reflex.
Because they weren't wearing little boots.
Yeah, because they weren't wearing boots.
If only we could train all the spiders to wear little boots, we'd be fine.
Yeah.
The one time I tried Red Bull, I spat it out because it tasted like a crate of Smarties.
By the way,
when I poured it out, it looked like bull piss.
If you have shellfish allergies, don't pre-ground coffee because FDA allows 10% of cockroaches by volume. Okay. That's one thing my sister doesn't like.
Pringles are food, you keep telling yourself.
She doesn't like cockroaches. They don't bother me.
We don't really get them in this country. Not the same.
We do
we don't
have
get those
them.
American
hissing,
fucking weightlifting
yeah, no, it's
ones.
the hissing cockroaches she doesn't like.
Ooh.
I don't know. They I go right up to them. They don't bother me at all.
I don't think I'd be
just
a big fan.
It's just spiders that bother
I mean,
me.
any small insect that makes a really loud noise is something that bothers me. It's like, if you're that small making that noise, where's the rest of you? You're hiding something. You're a danger.
The Egyptians didn't really have a spider one. They had scorpion goddesses. But
imagine they had snakes as well.
Definitely loads of snakes. Definitely loads of different versions of snake goddesses.
Why did it
and
have
gods
to
and
be
stuff.
snakes?
But they don't really have spiders. I don't know why. Actually, that doesn't make any sense.
I've had a funnel web bite and needed anti-venom. I would have used anti-funnel web spider guns.
It's an Egyptian.
You could make them wear tiny bells.
Spider. God.
I had a fucking whitetail in my boot.
Oh, okay.
That nearly went necrotic. Oh my god.
Apparently Neith was associated with spiders, but she was never really depicted as one. Because she's a goddess of weaving, so that makes sense.
That makes a certain sense.
Yeah.
Hey, stop sneakily adding Egyptian stuff into the stream. God
Somebody asked a question.
I don't care. You're to ignore them. Bubblicious bubblegum is made from spider eggs. Of course it is. Yeah, the fucking just these weird fucking rumors. You have to wonder, like, you put your little conspiracy hat on. Do you think that these companies ever just like have people sent into schools? Like they'll tell all their kids, tell other kids.
And Nancy's
that are enemies.
And Nancy is, I can't remember the religion. It begins with an O, an African religion.
I have humanophobia. Oh, I know. And they'll give you a nasty bite too.
Like you don't like
filthy.
You don't like scorpions.
I have always found scorpions.
It's weird because, as someone with arachnophobia, scorpions don't bother me.
I don't know what it was. I think it might have been the boo box.
Oh, yeah.
The boo box
yeah.
was something very early on that I saw, and I went, oh, I don't like that at all. That's really horrible. And if you don't know what the boo box is, you haven't lived. Bot flies are horrific, and I'm still not sure what they actually look like. I mean... then
the
you're just botfly racist.
Botflies, they're like thick abdomen, black abdomens, and then they like to bury themselves in flesh and to lay eggs.
Thanks to my sound sensitivity, I've been literally awakened by the sound of a lone ant walking across the floor of my room.
God, that's gotta be so freaking annoying because you won't be able to see it at first.
One of the weirdest noises is a spider walking across an open book, because the sound of the paper tapping is actually really loud. It happened one night and really freaked me out until I figured out what it was. And I was like, oh. And then another dead spider. Spiders make her moan more than you, Sick. They make her whinge more than I do. And I make her whinge a lot, to be honest.
They make me hyperventilate more than he does.
I mean... What do you think of Quaylak from Dark Souls? Nice boobs.
Some of the spidery ones, like they're so big that they don't bother me. They're so ridiculously huge that it doesn't bother me. It's the ones that are more possibly sized ones that bother. Like you get ones that are like kind of like dinner plate sized. Because some spiders can actually be that size, so those are the ones that still freak me out.
If I ever have to deal with scorpions, I'd rather they be rad scorpions from Fallout, because then I'll have no trouble spotting them, as long as I'm not undead. Yes, but they would fucking eat you. I think I'd definitely rather live somewhere where scorpions existed, where I could not have them burst through my front door and sting the shit out of me and kill the crap out of me because they're a high level mob. No.
Yeah, Goliath ones, that's it, Goliath spiders. Yeah, they're massive.
Any insect that's like megafauna is something that doesn't make my brain super happy. I always the giant centipedes. Especially
I don't like it's the legs. I don't like things with lots of legs.
Especially when you start hearing the stories about what their bites feel like. It's like, oh yeah, people will throw their hands into boiling pans of water in order to get some kind of relief from the pain. It's like, that sounds fun. I would be more worried about army ants because they're so organized. Camel spiders, that's always everyone's favourite.
Demon Queen, lol. I just imagine the episode of Spoon Stuff that I did. And lol visits Aru in it. And I animated the legs.
The spider legs.
Yeah,
oh, you freaked yourself out.
I freaked myself out. I'm like, ugh!
Yeah. Sunshin, Mrs. Sick is very, very, very arachnophobic. That's kind of why we brought them up. There's no spiders in this stream, I promise you.
See, you say that and it makes me worried.
I mean, to be fair, if I was a real asshole, I have control over the visuals.
Oh, please don't. No.
I'm not going to put a spider on the screen.
Because there's a delay as well, and I won't see it until like 15 seconds later.
Okay, remember that I am extremely lazy. I wouldn't do that because it would require effort.
Oh no, I don't like musicals.
Walking
There's
into
too many
a
legs.
bird spider's web is the day one wishes they were wearing their brown pants. I imagine those are very, very big webs. And no. Yes, no.
I know, musicals annoy me. I don't know why. I think it's just the ridiculousness of suddenly bursting into song when you're supposed, like, they're just literally having a normal scene in a movie or whatever. And then it suddenly starts singing, and I'm like...
It's only okay if the song is really funny.
I just skip it.
I don't know.
And I'm like, I don't fucking care about your little song. Skip.
The South Park movie is a musical.
It's like sex scenes and stuff. I skip
funny.
all those as well. They're boring. I'm like, I'm not here for that. I'm here for the story.
I will never be mad at boob armor in fiction when I've seen real life armor with built-in penis. I mean, to be fair, you've got to protect the cock. Thought that spiders were even worse in Yorkshire, but then again, all I know about Yorkshire is from the epic Monty Python sketch, 4 Yorkshiremen. True dat. It's the only true thing about Yorkshire. Is that the one where they're just talking about how bad their lives were growing up?
Yeah, I've seen Eight-Legged Freaks. I found it boring.
Yeah, they're too big and too fake, and it probably looks like shit now.
Yeah, they didn't look realistic then either, so it didn't bother me. It was just kind of a boring movie, to be honest.
Yeah, God, some films have it's amazing to me that some of the most early CG is still like pretty solid, still stands up. Terminator 2, T-1000, still genuinely scary quote-unquote monster. The fucking dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, even though they are quite unrealistic by our knowledge now.
Thank you, Richard. He's
What's
going to
that?
write a musical about spiders for me. It's like the worst combination.
Just make them funny, and then it'll be great. Book of Mormon was very good. That's something I've been meaning to watch for ages. Is there a film of that, or is it just the stage play? It's kind of annoying if it's just a stage play because there's not something.
As someone who enjoyed being in musical productions in high school, you make me very sad, Mr. Sick. I don't know. It's what's the word for it?
To be fair, it's more
just
films.
it's just not realistic. It's just suddenly bursting into song. It's like, I don't mind it if it's actually the songs are like funny or entertaining.
Yeah.
It's just when they're just singing about how sad they are and while looking out a window, and it's just like boring. So I had to skip it.
Best song in a musical starts, well, and everybody who knows what that is already typing out the fucking rest of the lyrics. But you shouldn't, because it's terrible. We found most of BOM on YouTube, but I'm not sure if the whole thing is findable. What, BOM?
Book of Mormon.
Oh, bomb.
Bob.
It's da bomb. When I put salt and pepper on my Mormon's book, it light a fire. What? Mormonism is a fascinating.
If you don't, I don't know if Mrs. Sick is familiar with Puffy Virus. I am, but one of the stories is he made a monster for an arachnophobic player that was a giant spider whose feet were also spiders.
So did it walk by keeping its feet still, but its little spiders would walk it across the floor?
The imagery is making me feel sick.
That's fucking amazing. I've always liked people who walk in weird ways. If anybody's seen Smiling Friends, there's a character who's someone's mum in that, who walks by their legs just lifting up and down very rapidly. That's kind of what I see with the spider walking, and it's amusing the shit out of me. Who lives in the pineapple under the sea? Steve. Dick.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay. Leads back to a joke from an earlier episode of this terrible stream. I will call the giant spider in my bedroom for Cotton Eye Joe. I mean, are the spider feet spiders also feet spiders? Is it spiders all the way down?
Oh, can you not? Oh.
I mean, no, it's philosophical. You like philosophy.
Do I have to on this? This is the worst subject.
Call the Ministry of Silly Walks. They'll love it. Just hanging around, smirking in my merkin. Why do you have a pubic wig? What do you need it for? I can't imagine.
Mormons are big into LMMs.
Yes, they love
MLMs. Oh
MLMs.
my god.
Lemon-num-nums.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they
Really?
Really that they're into them, or
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very common.
Is that like more of an American thing?
I imagine it's more of an American thing, but I don't think it's exclusive.
I knew Mormons, and they never like tried to sell me shit. Apart from God, obviously.
Want to buy some God? Hey kid, want to buy some God? Groundhog Day musical is great, written by Tim Minchin. Is it as in based on the fucking Bill Murray, I guess you'd call it a vehicle. Well, it's still a great film. Could God create a spider even he couldn't squish? Only if it had spiders for feet. By the way, am I the only one that's completely changed my fear from spiders to flies when The Fly with Jeff Goldblum came up in the 80s? That never bothered me in terms of flies.
That movie was awesome.
That movie is fucking...
The effects in it were so good. Oh my god. It's like, I think I watched...
Is that a Cronenberg one?
I
think that was Cronenberg.
I watched American Werewolf in London. Is that what it is?
Yeah, American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, I watched that one, and the visual effects in that impressed me so much, and I told my dad, and he went, "Oh, if you like that, you should watch The Fly." And I was like, "Okay," and I was like, "Oh my god, it's so gory."
I watched American Werewolf in London way too young to be able to appreciate that.
I watched horror movies from a young age, though.
I think I was like 4 or 5 when I first saw it.
I wanted to make props for horror movies as that was like one of my jobs that I wanted as a young age.
That film scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid, and then I went back to it and I thought, holy fuck, why is this film so fucking awesome and hilarious? I mean, it ends with ba-ba-da-ba bang-a-dang-dang ding-a-dong ding-ding blue. Blue, blue moon. Ding-a-ding-a-ding. It's so good. It's just how a movie should end when it's really tragic. There was an old lady who swallowed a fly, and then it turned out to be Jeff Goldblum.
The Thing was pretty good, too.
It's about the old school practical effects that all stand up.
Yeah,
even if we look at them and you can tell that it's fake, but it doesn't matter that it's fake.
It's impressively fake, though.
It's fake, but it's in a fun way. And
then you go watch The Scorpion King and you're like, oh no.
Oh my god, don't even. I can't believe...
The CG in that is so bad. I really like that movie too.
It's not in The Scorpion King, it's in The Mummy 2. The Scorpion King...
The Scorpion King's the same. It's really bad, the CG in that.
There's not as major there isn't a giant scorpion monster with the Rock's face on it.
I like The Mummy though as well, that's really good. Then again, it's got Egypt based, of course I like it.
Plus The Scorpion King has some Godsmack in it, and they've got some pretty sick songs. Stand alone. Alien, age 8, couldn't drink orange juice for a few years. Nice. Oh god. Alien, I can imagine just scaring the piss out of a kid.
I was into horror movies and stuff, but my mum would not let me watch it. Mainly because she was
scared of...
It scared her, so I think things that she didn't let me watch Candyman either, but that was mainly because of the bees. But she didn't let me watch that, and
I remember seeing Candyman like a shitload of times. I've always been someone who doesn't sleep at night, so I've watched an ungodly amount of nighttime television. Which involves a lot of horror movies. For when I first met Mrs. Sick, I was convinced that I didn't like horror movies, and then I went through all the horror movies that she was talking about, and we were having a conversation about it. It's like, oh well, I quite like that one, and I quite like that one, and I quite like that one. I was like, oh shit, do I like horror movies? And I think it's because I'm not into being scared, but most of them don't scare me, so it kind of doesn't matter.
Do stuff on men's mental health.
If someone has a video where they're saying something stupid about it, you can send it to me and I'll have a look. But yeah, that's not how it works.
This is an idiot question, so you'll talk about it.
It's not even a question.
My dad...
Is this a question?
My dad wants to take me to Egypt for his birthday.
Only because you won't go with him to Tennessee or wherever the fuck it is.
Yeah, he wants to go to Nashville. But
yeah.
I have no interest. There's nothing there that interests me. So I was like, I refuse to go. And he's like, oh, I'll come up with something that you want to do then.
Like, for context, Mrs. Sick's dad is just an oldish man who lives on his Todd. And he has one friend who is usually busy. And he wants to go on holiday, but he refuses to go on holiday on his own. I would just go on my own, but whatever. So he's been begging Mrs. Sick to Just, oh, we could go here or we could go here. And she's like, no, I don't want to go there. I'm not interested. I don't want to go there. I'm not interested. And eventually he went, we could go to Egypt. And she's like, maybe.
I really like Hellraiser. That was pretty good. I don't know if I've watched Return to Oz. That doesn't sound familiar. But
Return to Oz.
I really like Annihilation. Made me realise I have a thing about weird mushrooms. And I was like, oh, I didn't realise I had a thing about mushrooms. That's actually making my lizard brain freak out. And then we watched Last of Us. And the intro alone, I was like, oh god. Ugh.
We have been watching through that so fucking slowly.
It's because it's quite heavy.
It is like quite hard work to watch. I'm actually finished working, so we should probably go watch an episode of that before bed.
Okay.
Because we haven't done that in a while.
I thought you had stuff to do.
No. For some fucking reason, today I've been super fucking just getting on with it. Don't ask me why.
Sounds like Mrs. Six says mommy when she says mummy.
She says something in between the two.
Mummy.
She doesn't say mummy, but she doesn't say mommy.
How do I say it? Say it again?
You say mummy.
Yeah, mummy.
Mummy. Which is somewhere in between the two. I say mummy.
Mummy.
I don't say mummy. I don't extend it. There's no extension to it. It's mummy.
I don't know. I'm from Yorkshire. We extend our vowels. No, that's what we do.
It's not... I guess...
How do I say no?
No.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I extend vowels. That's what I do.
I had no idea until I came to Yorkshire that the word no had like several syllables. No.
Don't go to Egypt. It's not worth it and not safe. It's full of scammers and the locals will harass and attack you, especially if you visit the pyramids.
Yeah, apparently they will have to hire
you have to have
minders.
You have to have a guide with you.
Basically.
Yeah, you have a guide. You pay the guide to keep the locals
Which is probably why they're still not going to go.
And then people think Neil Armstrong was the first person on the moon. Incorrect. It was Mr. Takashi.
What the fuck?
He was a gardener from Nagasaki. Too soon? What? What the fuck?
They're saying someone got blown off the planet, I think. I'm assuming that's the joke.
I don't know, I just thought that was really random.
Because Nagasaki was one of the places that got hit with the atomic bomb.
Yeah, but without that having that kind of context, it kind of just looks really weird.
I mean, it is a somewhat surrealist joke.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a good joke, but yeah.
As an American, you're probably safer going to Egypt over Nashville.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I love a sort of a horror comedy or a parody or just a stupid... Critters was something I loved as a kid.
Yeah. Mars Attack. Yeah, I liked Mars
Attack. Oh my god.
Funny.
That's one of my favourite films. I remember at the time it was fucking panned, and most people that I knew that watched it said, yeah, it's fucking shit, it's stupid. And then I watched it, I thought, this is fucking brilliant. This is so good. It spoke to me like on a they all go ack ack. Like the aliens don't speak, they just say ack. It made me laugh my fucking tits off. It was great. It was not long after that I figured out that like the people that I generally knew were a terrible source for movies. At least if they thought something was bad. If other people thought something was good, it was probably worth checking out.
Gremlins, yeah.
Oh, I love Gremlins. Gremlins and Gremlins too.
Screamers, oh my god.
But like with Critters, there's just the bit where the two aliens they speak in their alien language, and they're basically like little Sonic the Hedgehogs. Is the only way I can describe them. They roll around and like attack and bite you and shit. And then they're stood outside the front door of the human's house that they're fucking with, and they start talking about, we've got them now. And then one of the door opens, a shotgun comes out and blows one of them the fuck away and goes back in. And the other one just looks at the little stain where his mate used to be and goes, fuck, and just rolls off. Absolutely love. So, yeah. Critters is a lot of fun. I think there was a sequel as well. I don't know which one that is from. But that's the kind of film I used to watch at like 3 a.m. They would just come on and they'd be great. Jeepers Creepers. Never seen it.
Jeepers Creepers was one of the first films that I watched.
I thought, what a bag of shit.
No, that actually kind of freaked me out. Mainly because of the eyeball scene. And then I'm like, oh, I have a thing about eyeballs. I didn't realise. And I kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it.
And you're like, oh my god, stop!
And I was just like, can I please stop thinking about it?
Oh, there's a third Critters. Oh, I need to up my game. There's some moments in certain films that bother me, in certain horror films. One that just it made my brain very unhappy was a death scene from one of the Final Destinations. Most of it didn't really bother me.
Is it the nail gun bit?
The nail gun. Yeah.
I really like that. That was so fucking cool.
It just bugged the shit out of me.
It's the mixture of the noise and the body movements. It's like ka-chunk, ka-chunk. It's really good.
The other one, most of was it House of Wax?
Oh, I really liked House of Wax.
House of Wax was fine. And then there's just the one bit when I think it's like one of the first characters gets turned into wax. And
you mean Paris Hilton?
I know, I think it's a guy. Someone's still alive. Paris Hilton just gets killed to fuck.
Yeah, but
she doesn't get waxified as far as I remember.
I don't think she gets waxed.
No. But they try and help them and they start peeling their fucking skin off.
Yeah.
That didn't make my brain happy either. That was like, oh, no, thanks.
I thought it was really cool.
I know you did.
It was one of the ones that made me want to make props for horror movies.
Generally speaking, if there's a moment in a film that she thinks is really cool, it's making my brain do fucking loop-de-loops.
It's just, I'm not squeamish.
Like, oh my god.
I'm not squeamish, so like most things don't bother me. Like I'll sit there watching like surgeries and stuff and it really doesn't bother me.
Borg Emporia. Do you really think it's a good idea to try and assimilate me into the collective? You will all then be tasked by me to go out and collect whiskey, and that's all you'll do.
13 Ghosts is one of
You think
my...
you can make me do things that you want? Because I am too fucking stubborn.
Oh, she definitely got waxed. Okay.
Oh, fair enough.
13 Ghosts was...
She got whacked!
Unless you mean, like, she had a Brazilian.
Lol.
Like, 13 Ghosts is one of my favourite movies. I really like that one. Mainly just because it's just the variety of the monsters.
I prefer the sequel, 14 Ghosts.
Oh my god, shut up.
I hated the fact that they did that with the oceans.
I like the fact that it's got the guy who plays Shaggy in it too.
Zoinks!
Yeah, that guy.
The only thing about watching horror now that sucks is that they blur all the good parts on YouTube for fun. Well, then watch it on YouTube!
Why are you watching horror movies on YouTube?
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just fucking get the movies. I suppose you're looking for the parts because you don't. Oh, I'm not watching like an hour and a half movie. I want to watch the deaths. So you want to watch the deaths. But yeah, just download the movie. Do what we all do. Torrent.
Any scene
Get
involving...
yourself a server as well.
Any
Make a
scene
Plex.
involving teeth freaks me out big time. Like Tom Hanks in Castaway. And
What in Castaway involves? Did he like pull a tooth out or something?
Infected tooth.
Ah, fun.
And oh god, no! American History X for the Curbs.
Oh fuck me! No, that bit's brutal.
That hurt me. That one.
Yeah.
I watched that. I swear I had to pause and have a bit of a break. That was intense.
I mean, that film itself is generally just really
it's
fucking hard to watch.
It's very hard to watch.
It's an excellent movie, but Jesus Christ, I'm poor. The phone is all I can afford. Just
sad.
You can get torrents on phones. There are torrent downloaders on phones. You have no reason not to be downloading movies to your phone. But also, there will be places that are basically giving away computers. You could probably get one for free if you're like really pushy about it. Depends where you live, to be honest. But yeah, you can get very, very, very cheap computers. You should always.
Yeah, if Cersei gets assimilated, they'll just be saying, they won't be saying you are going to be assimilated, so you're going to be drunk.
Sobriety is futile.
Yeah.
You will be a drinkalated. I'm here now. You can start. I mean, give it another 8 minutes. Spiders drown in whiskey. Try it. You might like it. Sick dude won't. Do you think that would stop me drinking the whiskey? At the very least, I will pick up the spider and wring it out, and then throw it away.
Infect a tooth with an ice skate and a rock.
Oh, yeah. I've always had a thing about teeth.
You don't
teeth
like
and eyes.
Yeah, you don't like teeth. And
teeth and eyes and hands.
Hands.
To be fair, I'm pretty squeamish about a few specific
Yeah,
things.
you are squeamish. Like, I watch the surgery things, and you're like,
It took me a long while. The extended cut of Terminator 2. There's the bit where he shows the metal arm.
when he peels himself.
When he peels himself.
He degloves himself.
Peeling flesh. Degloving freaks me the fuck out. And IRL, I mean, it should freak you out, IRL. That shit is fucking horror movie shit.
That doesn't bother me.
It depends if it happened to you.
I kind of got degloved, I guess.
You got hit by a vehicle.
That's but my skin like peeled all the way back.
Yeah, but you should have seen the car. It was fucked up.
It had a broken headlight. That was it.
Exactly. That thing's made of like stuff. You're just made of flesh, and yet you still won. Damn. I don't know why you mentioned Sonic-looking CGI critters, and I thought of Christmas Chronicles. You know what? When you say Sonic-looking CGI critters, I just remembered that the original Sonic for the fucking movie kind of looked like one of the critters. Oh my god! Did anybody else spot that at the time?
Have I watched Hostel? I can't remember.
Hostel, yeah, where they get. It's kind of like Saw. They go stay at a hostel and then they get locked up. I think we've seen that together.
Maybe.
I've seen Hostel 1, I'm pretty damn sure.
Know. My brain tends to delete things, so...
I tell you what's a good movie. Lego Batman movie. I've watched that movie like a dozen times now, and it's always really good. I can't remember anything.
You keep mentioning it, I can't remember anything from
it. It is so fucking funny.
My brain I've watched that, I swear I've watched that like 3 times, and my brain deletes it every time.
I like it so much, I found it in 3D so I could watch it on my fucking VR headset. And it's really good in 3D.
Oh god, binge watch all the 8 Hellraiser movies. Oof.
I mean, binge watching them all to feel something, just at the risk of sounding like a Cenobite.
Spiders, icky, flesh ripped from mud. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Someone got shot in the face with nails. Awesome.
I don't know. That doesn't bother.
Peeling flesh.
Guess if I would see it in real life, it might bother me a little bit more.
Now, if you had a nail gun that fired spiders instead of nails.
What the fuck? Don't say that.
Don't say that. And then someone, instead of having their skin replaced with wax, they had their skin replaced with spiders.
Misery by Stephen King. Yeah, the bit with the ankles.
Fucking great. Yeah. Now, Misery, but the lady is a spider.
Oh my god! Would you shut up?
Let's ruin all movies for Mrs. Sick. What else did you like? I mean, Jeepers Creepers would be better if whichever bit freaked you out was also spiders.
You're gonna ruin my favourite movie now, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, is that your favourite?
No, Jeepers Creepers is not my favourite movie. You know what my favourite movie is.
Well, Spirited Away?
Yeah.
Spirited Away, but Haku's a spider. Sky Spider. House moving spider.
There's a bit in it where she force feeds him like this magical egg thing. So
it's just a spider. Turns him into a spider.
She force feed a spider and his legs go crazy.
What the fuck? Hollow Man was horrible. That was the Kevin Bacon one, wasn't
There's
it?
a penis in that.
You're a penis.
I was like 12 when I first watched it. I'm like, penis! So
one of my favourite American...
That was my takeaway from that movie.
One of my favourite American dad lines is Kevin Bacon is a national treasure, even when he is playing an invisible rapist. It's like, for fuck's sake.
Invisible Man's it's a recent one, but it's really good, that one.
Invisible Man is one of those ones that gets made like every 10 years.
The way they made it though, like obviously he's invisible.
They got a
he's
man
invisible.
And they made him invisible.
Yeah, obviously he's invisible, but they don't like make it obvious. So she's like, you end up questioning if she's like going like crazy or if he is actually real. It's a really good take on it.
So cartoon like the Lego movies are good in 3D. Live action still not yet great in 3D. Okay, so live action will never be good in 3D or never be as good as anything that is computer generated, because when you computer generate something, the cameras don't have a focal range. So it means that the problem with live action is you have to have a certain depth that you're looking at, and if you try to look anywhere else, it will be blurry. But in something that's made with inside a computer, it doesn't matter what the depth is. So it means that you can look around the scene and see whatever the fuck you want to see. So not yet, unless we invent some sort of unfucking focal distanced camera, it will never be particularly good. And some things in 3D look fucking amazing, but most things just don't. And also, it doesn't really add that much. It's fun for a little bit, and then it just gets tiresome. The Lego Batman movie is still good, regardless. Some movies need to be regularly remade to take advantage of the advances in special effects. I don't think that's strictly true. I think that a time capsule has its own value. Otherwise, you get the sort of the Star Wars problem. Anyway, we're getting into another deeper conversation that I would definitely love to talk endless shit about. Someone remind me next week to talk about movies, and we'll not just horror movies, we'll move on to other subjects in movies.
Yeah, we like movies.
We really like movies. We could talk endlessly about movies. And not that we're particularly fucking knowledgeable on them. We're a bit knowledgeable. We know a bits and bats, but yeah. Anyway,
I think it's just because we're design minded.
Yeah, and but yeah, we're gonna go now because I'm desperate for a piss, and we should go watch a little bit more.
Go watch Mushrooms. Yeah.
Go watch The Mushroom Man. Okay, thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye. Have fun. See you later. Bye. See ya. Love you. Bye. Fuck off.